Starfleet Underground. Every week, we'll take a look at the latest Star Trek news and then check out a current or classic episode of Star Trek. A Stuck in the Holodeck episode. Everybody's program mashes up. Zero is in Clue, Jankom Pog, Street Fighter, Rok-Tahk is a vet to the cutest Pokemon, Doll's a pirate, and Murf is a singing dancing machine. Hologram Janeway is HAL 9000.
Come on, you serious? So you mean to tell me that time that we're trapped in the holodeck with all those nude, sexy waitress women serving food all time, we couldn't get out of there until we ate every meal was Heather's doing?
Yeah, that was my holodeck program, but it was fun, wasn't it?
I really enjoyed getting all those refills.
And Nathan, you don't have to say female waitress because waitress implies female.
Not necessarily.
Yes, it does. It's either waitress or waiter.
It depends on their pronoun preference.
Yeah, it depends on how they, identify.
Yeah. No, not with those two words.
All right, then let me rephrase it then. With all of the nude, naked, sexy women serving all these different types of food.
It's so good.
I had no idea it was yours. I was just informed by Dot that it was your holodeck program.
Well, come on, the food was good. How could you think it was anyone else's?
Because it was good.
They kept asking me if I wanted more dessert, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I want the dessert. Hell? Give me the dessert.
They serve all of my favorite foods, and everyone is just perfectly cooked.
Yeah, and everything had cream on top.
And we couldn't get out until we ate everything.
Yes, even some of the waitresses.
We couldn't leave until we ate everything. And then the one went up to Chief, and she was like, they said sex is like a warm apple pie. Here's an apple pie for you.
Gross.
Well, I was surprised because when we finished it, I thought it would let us leave. I thought we were done and it was going to let us go. No, it just took us to a different holodeck, which I'm pretty sure was Patrick's. By the look of those guys, I'm pretty sure it was Patrick's holodeck.
Yeah, it was all beefcakes. And they kept dropping stuff and bending down to pick it up. I was like, don't do that.
I thought that was yours, Nathan.
No, it wasn't mine.
Each one of them either looked like Anson Mount or the guy that played Spock. What was his name that you have a crush on?
Zachary Quinto.
Well, Zach. There's Zach, but there's also Ethan Peck.
Okay, well, there is.
Yeah, and they all kind of look like Zach and Ethan Peck.
And apparently people like the guy who was originally Spock, Leonard.
Yeah.
Ooh la la.
And I did not like the fact they kept asking me if I wanted a shocker. What the hell is a shocker?
Vulcan Shocker.
Yeah, what is a shocker?
It goes into your third chakra.
It's shocking.
I was not fond. I much enjoyed Heather's one a little bit better because of all of the very nicely put together. Well, it's because women are nicely shaped and they have a beautiful figure. Men have dangling parts that just don't fit.
Yeah, they do.
The scene. Yes, dangling parts. Well, I'm not talking about fitting into other things.
If you want to see guys in that holo program, just go to the kitchen. All the chefs are really hot guys. I have both of them in there.
That's dangerous, though. They could burn their thingies.
It reprogrammed it?
Yeah, you're not supposed to cook naked.
Then why was Chief's holodeck program? Was it just a bunch of really sexy topless women going over tech manuals?
You're not supposed to cook naked? I was fucking this up all this. That explains my tits.
You could. Well, I didn't want to say anything, but.
By the way, this is not meant for kids.
Is that why? Wait, we're not broadcasting. Is that why when Tucker was here and you had that topless holodeck program, he looked at you and went, "Rosebuds."
We're broadcasting, sir.
What?
We are broadcasting.
The light. It's on.
The light's on.
It's like angry at us.
It's like a rosebud that's angry.
See, that's why I shouldn't wear my sunglasses during the thing here. Yeah, that's not fun. Okay. All right. Yeah. If you popped in ahead of time before the show started, you got lucky because I don't know why our broadcast seems to go out ahead of time. I got to look at the timer.
If you popped in, you were probably either in Heather's or my simulation.
Yeah. So first off, if you're under the age of 18, you get out. If you just turned 18 and you're listening to us, congratulations. You're now in a whole hour of depravity. So there's that. If you don't know who I am, well, fuck off. You should really know who I am.
Because he's impotent.
And if you do know who I am, then I don't need to introduce myself. But
Nathan's back.
Yeah, but I'm going to say
back again.
Yeah.
Nathan's
back. Yeah, my name is Captain Nathan Adams. I'm along with my Lieutenant Commander Heather Farris.
Hi, I'm Heather Farris. I'm the one that's singing the Backstreet Boys song when I really shouldn't be singing the Backstreet Boys song this week.
Or any song.
I want it that way.
Bad choice.
And
Bad choice.
And he's a captain, but while he's on the show, he's my commander, my number one.
Hi, this is Patrick. I'm number one. I'm the foreign species liaison. I'm also the computer guy. I will fix your hard drive.
I want it that way.
And we have another lieutenant commander. This guy makes us go, and he is most awesome. Just make sure you're careful where you step. I saw they took socks and they modeled it after him, which was quite funny.
The sock modeling competition.
I saw that. That was hilarious. It looked just like Rocky.
I thought it was a little bit darker, but whatever.
Well, you're a little whiter
from
too.
the bottom. Yeah.
I don't go sunbathing, so maybe I should start.
I thought you said wider. I was like, Heather.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rocky. I'm engineer of the show and the ship. And a shout out to Jeff from the Nerd Trek podcast, who apparently just got a haircut and he posted
Jeff.
pictures on Twitter. And
He looks good.
just like Ortega's.
That looks
Very
really
cool.
good.
It does.
He's rocking that.
It does.
He's rocking that gender neutral thing, right?
It looks.
Oh,
it looks good
he's-
for him. Yeah, it actually looked pretty good.
It looks really nice.
It's all styling and everything.
Yeah, it does. My hat's off.
It's like taking your hand and doing the psh.
And shout out more to the Nerd Trek people. They've got other podcasts besides their Trek podcast. Well, I guess what happens is they're feeding them into the Nerd Trek feed. So I'm hearing other shows that they produce. So they were doing one where they were talking about movies, one where they were talking about Galaxy Quest with an actual science doctor type person. And it was quite entertaining.
If we ever do a episode of not Star Trek, can we do Spaceballs?
Yeah, we can do Spaceballs. That is Trek
That would be-
related in a way.
It wouldn't be much different than a regular show.
No, it sure the hell wouldn't.
And Tuvok is in that movie. So
Perfect.
there's a Trek connection.
We ain't found shit.
He's actually using an actual comb to comb the desert. If you haven't
That
seen
was
Spaceballs
awesome.
right now, spoiler.
We're going through this with a fine-tooth comb, Captain. We can't find anything.
Except lights.
It's going from suck to blow.
Suck to blow.
Okay.
Well, that's how you're supposed to do it. You suck and you
wow.
blow it, and you suck and you blow it.
Speaking of things that suck and blow,
It's
what are-
alternating current, right? AC.
DC.
we have any corrections?
Let me check subspace. Hold on just a moment.
I'm never going to look at ACDC the same way again. When I see that t-shirt, I'm just going to burst out laughing and no one will have any idea why.
Yeah, it means you take both
I can't
currents.
take her to see ACDC. So
Hello.
Nope, I'll be laughing.
We don't have any corrections, but Nerd Trek just sent us an email wanting to know if we would be interested in having
censored by Section 31.
on our show.
Wow. Holy cow.
And that was from Jeff.
We love you, Jeff.
That is a huge spoiler.
That's so cool.
We shouldn't put that out there like that. So until we can actually secure him, we don't want to get our listeners' hopes up.
Oh, did you tell us the Section 31 email?
Yeah.
No.
And plus, we need to kidnap him in a place off the top. So,
We
yeah, we're going to
have
do
to
that.
fix our transporter so we don't fuck it up again.
I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with the transporter. You just have to stop the tribbles from
Yeah,
rolling
it
across the pad while you're trying to beam somebody.
I mean, because last week we were supposed to have
Then
a
you get
guest and
Harry.
we wind
Then
up
you get
getting...
Harry Ensigns.
Furry Ensigns.
No. Last week we were supposed to have a Star Trek
Ensign
guest
Harry.
and we wind up getting Kevin
Harry
Bacon.
Ensigns.
We had that one ensign who beamed back naked and it had little tribble in that, his area.
Yeah.
It's because the tribble and him
His nuts were
merged.
replaced with tribbles.
Yeah, they merged together during the transporter
They
accident.
purr when he gets excited.
Well, most guys' nuts are hairy anyway. So I mean, how did you tell the difference?
Well, they do shriek like, triples.
You
so.
don't bounce them too hard. Yeah, they'll scream.
Well, that's true for any guy.
Well, no, the guy would scream normally, but normally the balls don't scream. Fantastic transporter mishaps. Another side story we could talk about later.
I think we lost the captain.
Nope, I'm still here. I'm just waiting for all
Darn.
y'all to talk because it was a lot of over talk. So I just wanted to be quiet until you guys get it out your system. Since we have that thing with
Censored by Section 31.
we can go ahead and reach out to him. I do have his number, so I can give him a call.
Yeah, tell him Mr. Whitaker called.
Yeah, they accuse me of looking for Whitaker.
Yeah. Like, Forrest, how you doing? How the fuck are you?
Provided
Jesus.
the number is not a rejection hotline number, I should be good.
Well, someone needs to respond to Jeff and let him know that we yes or no.
You're the one that's supposed to be in charge of the email.
Days ago. You're supposed to have communication that went out like 3 days ago. That email came in.
It came in yesterday, you twat.
Well, that's the same thing. It came in a while ago.
No, it came in
You're
yesterday.
too busy designing that holodeck program.
Our communications officer wants to know who's going to reply.
Oh, he's quiet now.
Oh, he's pissed.
I'm not the communications officer.
Not technically. You're the liaison, so why don't you fucking liaise?
He's like, I'm number one, damn it.
Every time I liaise, I catch something.
Well, put a condom on first.
Well, don't liaise that way.
Like Romulan scabies or
Andorian herpes.
I don't do communication. I get bitches for that.
He caught a Klingon once.
They were orbiting around my anus.
Oh my.
So I responded to him, said, yes, we would be interested.
All right. This has been interesting morning so far. Everyone has apparently had their Cheerios or something.
On the next episode of Starfleet Underground, we answer emails live.
Oh, look, here's one from a month ago. I guess we should have replied to that.
I guess that's this episode of Starfleet Underground.
So, question. Did I ask for the news yet? Because we went off on a tangent. That's what I thought. What news do you have there, Heather?
Hi, Captain. So I have 2 news articles this week. The first one is not exactly a news article, more just a headline that I saw that was hilarious. I did click the article. Absolutely nothing in the article that was worth mentioning. But the headline says, and I quote, Star Trek Picard Season 3 spoilers. Here's the spoiler. Michael Dorn is Worf.
What?
That's the spoiler. Yeah.
The hell you say?
Seriously?
I know, right?
A better spoiler would be Michael Dorn as Beverly Crusher. Then that would be
That would have been funnier.
Well, I mean, he could have the hair for it.
I want to see the legs. True. I want to see him strut those legs. So that is just a quick one that I noticed that was hilarious. My actual news is 2 months old. So if you guys know this already, that's
Not
awesome.
The news. It's just like our emails. It's 2 months old.
I just found out about this yesterday and I got really excited. And then I realized like it's 2 months old and I'm like, screw it, I'm doing it anyway. So Trek Movie and Den of Geek revealed 3 new images from Season 3 of Picard. Click the link in the show notes below to see the images and read the interview. Now, the only thing that really popped out at me as being brand new, at least brand new for me, was we get a Valentine's Day gift from Paramount because the very first episode of Picard will be out Thursday, February 16th, 2023. So just 2 days after Valentine's.
Woohoo!
Yay.
So that's going to be on our schedule then. Nice. And how about you, number one? What do you got?
I got Star Trek Unlimited has put out some new products. If you remember, they had the Lower Decks Tom Paris plate and the Next Generation Engineering Toolkit. Well, now we have a plethora of new items. There's the Star Trek Picard Season 3 dinnerware set, which is pretty cool. It's got the Star Trek emblem on it with the blue and the gold. And then we have a Star Trek USS Enterprise dinnerware set, which has NCC 1701 on it and a picture of the Enterprise from, looking down on it. There's also TNG steel storage containers, not containers. Containers is something what you might happen if you're on the holodeck.
You're always thinking about the taint.
Yikes.
Always thinking about the taint. Jeez.
Then we have Star Trek collapsible storage bins. And then we have, let's see what else we got. Oh, we've got a Hologram lamp.
Ooh.
Great for those nights with sexy time. And then last but certainly not least, there is a Vasquez Rocks garden sculpture. Kind of cool for, little holiday guest movie for someone that you got the hots for, or,
It'd all be like, Alexa, turn on the Hologram lamp.
Sorry, I didn't find a group or device named Organ Lamp.
Exactly. You're all alone, but Alexa, turn on the Hologram lamp.
Sorry.
Alexa, stop, I was joking.
Alexa's going to get confused and be like, turn on the whore? Okay, I'll turn on the whore. We could do this.
Heather's not in the room. What are you talking about?
Why is Alexa talking slutty to me? I didn't realize she had a whore mode.
The whore has been turned on.
If you've been in Heather's holo program, you would know that she sure has the horror on.
Shh. That's my secret holodeck that you shouldn't know anything about.
That's the one where you tell the waitress, I'll have what she's having.
I am the computer guy, so I kind of know what's going on in the holodeck.
He does clean the filters.
What the hell was in that food in the holodeck? Because everyone is on a special blend this morning.
I didn't add anything extra, I swear.
We got cream in our coffee.
Something
cream in our coffee.
And where did the cream come from?
We're so vain.
Ew.
Where did the cream come from?
It's not my
vein.
cream.
It came from the vein.
Oh my God. Speaking of coming from the vein, what's your news there, number one?
I just told you what my news was.
He just said the news.
See, I told you something was in that fucking food.
You
Okay.
cracked out whore.
No, Chief,
Yeah, my turn.
you didn't say the news, right?
I'm keeping my news to myself, but if you
Okay,
want to
well,
know,
here, give it out like you normally do.
give it out. All right.
I'm leaving that one alone.
Yeah, I was about to say bend over, but I was going to be nice about it. I discovered that Paramount Plus is expanding their reach all over to the European areas.
Resistance is futile.
Yeah, the Star Trek streaming service is coming to France, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland.
Ooh la la.
They even had a ginormous event in Berlin where they actually sent Anson Mount to. So they got to have a good time.
I'd mount him in Berlin anytime.
I'm telling you, he hears that all the time.
I'm sure he
You need to
does.
hear the mounting thing.
I want to go to a Star Trek convention and just stand next to his table and hear that.
Could you imagine the conversation?
Either that or people would go up to him and be like, hey, it's Ensign Mount. It's not Ensign,
Anson.
it's Anson. Thank you. See, just like what Patrick said.
It's just like listening to our show in person.
Wow.
I mean, if I wasn't here, this show would be just a train wreck of mispronunciations. And I mean,
Have you heard the show?
It's a train wreck anyway.
That's our tagline now. Our train wreck of mispronunciations.
it would be like 3 times as bad if I wasn't here.
Phaser set to fun and a train wreck of mispronunciations.
My favorite is when Patrick mispronounces stuff. See, I can't even say that word.
Which is few and far between. And I usually tell you I don't know how to pronounce it.
And then Lana catches it.
And Lana is, speaking of Lana, thank you for increasing your donation. It is greatly,
Yay, Lana.
greatly
Thank you,
loved.
Lana.
And
You
it
get
may
to shave
have
our
do
balls.
with-
I mean, the Tribbles balls. I mean, the Tribbles.
Does Lana have a shaving service?
Well, she will now.
Cannot confirm.
We should get her
deny
on the
that.
show to talk about their shaving service.
Oh, that's true.
Right after we
Censored by Section 31.
What a day. Okay, we're going to continue on because where we're going, we're not even near the review of what we saw yet. So let me continue on with the news. What was my news? Oh, yeah, that's right. You know, because Star Trek is over in Europe, as the chief said, and they're celebrating, they decided to do something even more cool. So we'll have the link if you want to see it, but they did Star Trek Invades Heathrow Airport to promote Paramount Plus on British Airways. So British Airways, everyone who's going about their way to go travel, near and far, all of a sudden a whole boatload of Starfleet officers came with luggage.
Far,
all kinds of different
Oh,
things.
God, I can't stand that song.
Wow.
I hate that
I was
song.
not expecting Celine Dion this early in the morning.
I am not a Celine
don't.
Dion fan.
Well, Celine Dion's not expecting Celine Dion anymore. She can't sing anymore.
Why?
No, not right
She
now.
was diagnosed with a rare neurological disorder. And
Oh, shit.
yeah,
I didn't
sucks.
know that.
yeah, it just came
Yeah.
out like 2 days ago. She's
Oh.
and it sounds, the name is funny, but it's a serious thing. It's called stiff person's disease. And only
Making
like
fun of us right now.
no.
I think
Only
he's
like
fucking
1 in a
with
million-
us.
Oh, man.
Only like
Come
1 in a
on.
million people get it.
You're telling us she can't sing?
Yeah, it affects your vocal cords too.
Wow, man.
Damn.
Well,
Yeah.
thank God for proceeds.
Bringing me down with this news. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
I not that I'm a giant Celine Dion fan, but
Keep a stiff upper lip.
come on, man. That's fucked up. That's
Yeah.
really fucked
yeah,
up.
and they have something like some 1 in a million.
Well, it was Nathan's fault. He did the near and far,
No, I did not
So
too
plain.
near and
which made me
far.
think of it.
You're the one that gave us the news.
Yeah, because it made me think of it. So it's his fault.
Trying to blame Nathan.
Can she at least? She hasn't lost her voice, right? She just can't sing on key or whatever. Or
I'm not sure the whole
Sounds
ramifications,
like she
but
can't sing at
they're
all.
saying that it'll affect her voice.
Yeah.
Heather.
Yes.
After we get done with this broadcast, I'm going to need to talk to you, and we're going to have a discussion about what additives you put in the holodeck food.
I'm busy after
everybody
this,
has
Captain.
gone nuts. Yeah. No.
I have something planned.
You can't be busy nonstop until next week, so you and I are going to have to talk about this stuff you put in there. Yeah, you can try.
Have you seen our holodeck program?
Yeah.
She could be laid out for a couple weeks.
Because of whatever that was in there, everybody is just way over the top happy this week, which is nice in a way, but it hinders the productivity.
We should recap the show.
Yeah, let's recap the show.
Oh, see, now that I got your guys busted, now you want to recap the show. Right? It's like, now a warning? Now?
Yeah, this is the perfect time. Let's do it now.
Yeah, might as well.
Do it
now
live.
Here.
Not like we have anything else to do.
Do it live. Do it live.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Do it live. All right. So,
do it. Feels so good. I like
doing it and doing it and doing it.
Oh my
good.
God. Oh.
Yeah.
Brewster, do the recap.
Brewster.
That's right.
Okay. So this week we watched Star Trek Prodigy Season 3, Episode 17, Ghost in the Machine, aired 12/8/22, and that is not the Scarlett Johansson movie. It's something completely different. So, Act 1. In the holodeck, our crew tries to devise a way out of the neutral zone and safely approach Starfleet. Every scenario fails. Over bowls of ice cream, pile it on! The crew laments the past. As the crew heads to bed, they start seeing and hearing strange things. Dahl hears a weird music. Gwen sees a weird humanoid. Rock's holo program, Delta Heart Magical Veterinarian, conjures a Glittersmooch that blows kisses at Jankom. Zero's fog rolls in as they approach a lighthouse, which is the HQ of the Cellar Door Society. Our crew is stuck in the holo program and can't escape. Janeway says she's working on the problem. Ooh, the holo programs are merging. Zero tells the crew that once they solve the mystery, the arch should appear and they can leave. All they have to do is solve whatever mystery appears at the stroke of midnight. 3 letters arrive, and by themselves they're nonsense, but Rock realizes that laid over each other, they provide a code to the mystery, the case of the lost skeleton key. They walk into a group of bikers that look exactly like Dr. Nuam, the Tellarite who insulted Jankom at the Denoxy Depot. This is Jankom's letting off steam holo, and apparently the safety protocols have been turned off. Janeway tries to engage the safeties, but it's not working, so Dog gives his command code to her to override whatever's going wrong. It doesn't work. Rock kicks the biker's ass and discovers the key tattoo on his chest. The biker vanishes, and our crew is now in a 1920s film noir. That's your cue.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, thought you were still going on. So, what did you guys think about this part?
I thought when they were doing the holodeck simulations at the very beginning and then they failed every time, it felt like this is their Kobayashi Maru.
I was waiting for Boimler to run to the Borg babies.
The Borg babies.
He ran that simulation so many times. Lower Decks, if you guys hadn't a chance to see that. But yeah, it was one of these things where you're banging your head against the wall because you can't beat the level on the holodeck.
Exactly.
Except they're trying to simulate an actual real thing. So it's really frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like they couldn't play that video game. So then they played a few different video games after that.
But what video game do I get to eat ice cream? Because I'm all...
I don't know, but that's my favorite video game.
Pile it on.
I'm going to get some quarters and get me some ice cream.
Can we have a Baskin-Robbins 245 flavors in our replicator too?
You mean we don't?
Yeah, I can downgrade it from the 500.
Ooh. What's your favorite ice cream?
Boring. I like the malt vanilla.
Rocky Men Road.
Rocky likes Rocky.
What now? I don't know.
Not you, Rocky. Like Rocky Road, but Rocky Men Road.
Rocky, you got an ice cream and you didn't tell us?
Somehow.
It's not Rocky.
Because of the Rocky Road ice cream. No, I don't have an ice cream.
It's not Rocky. It's Rocky Road.
My favorite is raspberry sorbet.
Oh, that sounds fancy.
I love raspberry sorbet.
I don't think ice cream was the first part of this show. And we're going
like the kind from the second
trends it again. Okay.
Nathan likes red snapper gelato.
Oh, yeah. This show has definitely gone off the rails.
I was going to actually talk about the actual ice cream flavor I like, but I thought that was going to send us down a road. But
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh,
Down a rocky road.
Rocky
I
Road.
didn't even mean that. That's hilarious.
Rocky's Road.
I'm a mint guy, actually. I like chocolate mint. I really like peppermint stick. Oh, man. It was just like
Peppermint patty mint.
Nice.
You know she's a lesbian, right?
How did we get on this topic when we're talking about the first part of this
They had
Ice cream.
Lots of ice cream.
Yeah.
They was lamenting the past while eating their ice cream.
Did you notice Gwen sucking the whipped cream right out of the can? You're
I
not
love
supposed to do that.
I love they have whipped cream
She
there.
was doing a whippet.
You're not supposed to do that. That's not good for you.
Whip it good.
She was doing a whippet. But still, that's the universal way to help soothe your sorrows is ice cream.
I guess that's true.
Well, you don't have to worry. None of it was real anyway.
Right, just get it out of the tub. You
Yeah,
know,
but
you get them at
it's-
Haagen-Dazs. You get the tub flavor. You know, you get them by the tub. You just take a tub each time you feel happy, and by the end, you're bigger than I don't know.
In rock.
Pretty big.
Rock.
But it's just like the Progressive commercial. It's like, come on, let's go get ice cream. Can I have sprinkles? No, Timmy. Sprinkles are for winners.
Oh.
So
Harsh.
Yeah.
I thought this episode was going to be a homage to the holodeck episodes that we've seen in other Star Trek. So I was expecting a lot of Easter eggs.
It's pronounced homage.
Thank you. And it wasn't any Easter eggs. Like we didn't get, Tom Paris's, his thing, or remember Janeway with the spider?
It was a completely brand new thing. It was wonderful. I loved this episode so much.
So
There were
zero
no Easter eggs because it was a holo program. It wasn't actually their real life.
It should have had more Easter eggs. I'm upset that there wasn't as more, there should have been more Easter eggs.
There's a great Easter egg on the next section, but we have to get to the next section first. But I'm not in a hurry. I wanted to talk about when they started to hear motorcycles and music cue was kicking in the music and the motorcycles. I'm like, is Meatloaf pulling up?
I was thinking Michelle Pfeiffer in Grease 2, Easy Rider. I got an Easy Rider.
And I didn't think of anything.
I like how Pog, it reminded me of Street Fighter.
Yes.
Like, I felt like Pog had his own Street Fighter holodeck program.
Or like a Double Dragon or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool. Everybody had their own personal video game and we got to play it. I mean,
Yeah.
Zero had the escape room clue montage
He had the
thing.
escape room.
Yeah.
Yes, it was totally an escape room.
I was waiting for Tim Curry to show up in that one, and he didn't.
He was
So
like,
that was the
"Clue."
only problem with that. But that was
I
cool.
was-
They were totally doing the escape room, solve a mystery clue thing.
That
I
was
love that
really
they
cool.
did that.
And then Pog has his Street Fighter, and they all get into the act, and then Rok-Tahk dominates, which is badass for a little girl.
Rock had a Pokemon holodeck.
And is that
So-
what she had? I was trying to figure out.
Yeah,
what those little
because
pieces-
Glittersmooch.
those
Yeah.
cute little animals were little Pokemons. They weren't actually Pokemons, but that was her little Pokemon holodeck.
It was Pokemon-esque. So,
Yeah.
I have
It was
to agree.
incredibly cute. Yeah.
Yes, it was her playing Veterinarian. It
With
was
the
called
cutest animals on the planet.
the Delta
Yes.
Heart Magical Veterinarian Program.
You know, which sounds like a great idea, but I'm like, veterinarians don't have to deal with animals when they're not always cute. Like, no animal wants to go to the vet. So
No,
can you
not
imagine how uncute the animals get in front of the veterinarian? That just,
Well, that's what sedatives are
Well,
for.
we find out in Act 3 about how cute they get.
Well, like Dr. Paul, when he's got to relieve an impacted bowel from a horse. And that's not the fun part.
oh,
You mean
that
Dr.
being-
Pole?
Dr.
Paul.
Paul. Yeah.
Paul. Well,
yeah.
thank
My
you.
dad would love to watch that show. Oh my God. I didn't want to know about farm life so much about that show.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah. Very educational.
It is.
That's why you have long gloves.
What's
Very
educational
long gloves.
in my opinion here is the fact that how the writers allowed us to get more of the personality of each crew member without slapping in his face with it. You get a little bit more behind.
That's
you
a
see how
good
Pog
point.
You don't get
looks
slapped in the
himself.
face with it unless you're in my program.
Oh, hello.
But no, it was cool because it was just a great use of the holodeck. We've seen the holodeck go crazy before, but this is a new one to us. It was awesome the way they did it.
Merging all of those programs.
No, and you had a chance to see how Pog views himself. You have a chance to see Rok-Tahk's kind of vision for what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
You see what Zero loves. I think it was done well. You had a chance to get more of their personality, and that was an easy way of doing it.
It was sad though, because like the only one who wasn't having a good time in their holo was Gwen.
Yeah.
What was
Hers
her
ended up
holo?
being her dad at the bar.
She's
Spoiler,
haunted.
that's the next section.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, you did the review. How did you spoil the next section already?
Only other thing I got out of this was there's got to be a better way to handle security protocol than just shouting out your password to a computer that wants your password for another reason. You shouldn't do that.
But we don't know that the computer
No,
wants
that's
the
next
password
section.
for another reason.
He
That's
didn't
two
have.
sections from now.
Technically, it was he gave the password now, and the rest of it happens later.
He should have had uppercase and lowercase and symbols, but he didn't have that in his
That's
password.
what it was.
Yeah.
There weren't enough lowercase and uppercase symbols and
and
numbers and things.
Yeah, his password wasn't strong enough.
I got corrected by the last computer person before we got Patrick on the ship because he said I could not use supercalifragilisticexpialidocious as a password.
Well, you can't even spell it. How can you use it up to the password?
Exactly. I didn't have to spell it. I just had to say it.
It was just an impossible
Yeah,
password.
if I needed to spell it, the ship would blew up. Other than that, yeah.
I like what Janeway gave as far as like really good advice. What isn't present today may be available tomorrow. And I thought that was actually really good, decent advice.
It is.
Yeah, that's a nice slogan. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Totes.
Because we get so frustrated when stuff doesn't happen. And it's like, well, sometimes you just have to wait.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is helpful to go to sleep on it because, you can just get completely stuck in a rut.
Yeah.
And just go take a nap or something.
Put a nut in a bud.
Yeah. What?
Well, let's continue on to the next section.
Act 2. Our crew enters the Key Club and discovers that it's Murf's holo when he jumps on the stage and begins singing and lip-syncing. Gwen asks for a Junja tea, and the bartender turns out to be her father. Our crew looks for the key to no avail. Rok realizes that the piano sounds funny and realizes the lost key could be referring to the piano key.
I love that they did that. The missing key is in the piano.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
It was a great
That was
escape room type of thing where you have to
That was
figure it out.
perfect.
It was.
100%.
And
It was funny because there was so much like intelligence dropped again from Rok-Tahk in this section. She's
the hero of the
asked the
story.
question like, why are we here? And then Zero's like, hey, it's the holodeck is actually got a motivation going here. We got another mystery to solve.
Rok-
It's
Yeah.
not about the skeleton key.
Rok is the
Rok is-
Samwise Gamgee of this story.
Ha! Really?
And-
well, Rok
and-
is like, why is this all of our programs? Why isn't this any of the other programs?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's all our programs mixing together. Why don't we have like crazy ass shit going on from like Starfleet going on? I mean, why is it just our programs coming together?
What makes no sense is Murf is a blob and he's singing and dancing.
But also,
that was awesome.
that was awesome. But
That was awesome.
the real
This episode just won an award from me because out of nowhere, we're in black and white. We're in a holodeck bar, a lounge bar, and guess who's up to perform and sing? It's Murf, Mr. Murf No Shoes.
now here's
It's
the question.
so perfect.
Here's the real question. Not that Murf, in my opinion, had the holodeck program. But how did he program it? Does that mean the computer understands him?
Oh, good question.
That's a great question, man. How does it all work?
How did he get to program that in?
That's another mystery we need solving.
He stuck his glue into the interface.
Well, there's times that we have crew members get stuck in interfaces with their bulbous parts they're not supposed to do.
Oh, my. This
So-
black and white 50s style program reminded me of the holodeck.
1920s noir.
Okay, whatever. Reminded me of the holodeck program on Deep Space Nine, and I was sort of expecting to see Dick Fontaine to walk in, and I was kind of upset I didn't see that character.
Yeah,
Vic.
Vic Fontaine.
Dick, no, Dickie.
Don't call him a dick. His name
He's
is
a
Vic.
dick.
He's a nice guy.
He's a really nice
Oh,
guy.
I'm
He
sorry.
helped-
He runs the whole
He
thing.
helped
Okay, if
Nog.
he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he helped out Nog. He was a great guy.
He helped Nog. So he was cool. But I guess if you fuck with him, he can be a dick. So you're partly right on that.
Well, that is true. You're right. Yeah,
so,
don't piss off Vic.
Yeah, so you don't get it. So that's not good.
If you piss off Vic, you'll get the dick.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You don't want the dick from Vic.
That's the word on the street. You don't want the dick from Vic.
No. And he does get irritable when the holodeck's been on nonstop for like weeks.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't you if your dick had been on for 48 hours?
Any hologram program gets upset when you leave them on too long.
Is this what happens when the holodeck overheats? You have a merging of like holodeck programs.
Oh, it's a good possibility.
Nope. It just keeps running.
We'll find out because I think Heather's program is still running in there. We'll have to check. So, oh my God, I just realized because they blended, we may go in there and have an orgy between your waitresses and Patrick's waiters.
No, mine are gay.
Hey, you could have an orgy with both.
If it merges both of them, doesn't that mean they turn bi?
Wait, Dot just says it's no longer called that. It is now called the Caligula room. Alrighty then.
Kids Google that one.
Oh my
even
God.
though you're not watching.
Yeah, so
Okay, let's go on to Act 3.
Yeah,
Wait, before we go on to Act 3.
Let's pop this blow stand.
That's a great line.
When they dove into the piano, that reminded me of Meowolf. Have you been to, I think it's Meowolf.
Beowulf?
No, not Beowulf. Meow.
Meow.
Meowolf. That's it. Because you go in there and it's like a normal thing. It's the grocery store. It's someone's house. For example, let's do someone's house. You open up the laundry door for your laundry, and then it's a slide, and you go down the slide and you go like somewhere else. And that's what this reminded me of. The piano, seemingly innocuous, and they opened it up and they could slide somewhere else.
Ooh, Heather and her big words.
Yeah. It was actually, it was I know what you're talking about.
I thought it was Heather and her sliding, but whatever.
The one I saw was in a laundromat, and it's all these machines that actually work until you get to this one that says out of order, and you open it up, and it's a slide that goes down the tunnel to this rave club.
Isn't that Men in Black?
No, that was something
This sounds
different.
like that movie, Being John Malkovich, where you like open a door, and next thing you know, you're inside John Malkovich.
That was a weird ass movie.
Yes, it was.
And I took it during my Bado days, so I was quite entertained. But I would neither confirm or deny that I used to love mescaline, but that's another topic for another day. So let's go to the next section there, number one.
Okay, Act 3. The crew jumps into the piano to escape and arrive in an old-style pirate ship. This is Dahl's program, and he orders the crew to find the key as a giant sea creature emerges. It's a sparkle sea hugger from Rok's vet program, and it almost hugs them all to death until Rok feeds it. Murf finds a compass with a skeleton key on it, but Zero deduces that the program isn't going to end and is malfunctioning, is trying to keep them trapped in the sim. Zero says the only way to win is to refuse to play her game. They refused, and the sim ends. Enter Hologram Janeway, who Gwyn accuses of locking them in the holodeck. Zero thinks she's been secretly programmed by the living construct to keep them away from Starfleet. Janeway uses Dahl's code to exit the neutral zone and to set a course for the Terran sector. As our crew arrives on the bridge, they find themselves face to face with the Dauntless.
The only way to win is to not play.
Oh, I see what you did there. That was a good one.
Yeah. Anybody remember War Games? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Only winning move is not to play.
Yeah. Let's play chess.
I think in this Kobayashi Maru, that's the only scenario they didn't try, was not doing anything at all.
Sometimes it helps to sit there and wait and see what the game does when you're not doing anything.
Now, this is a curious thing. They came out of the neutral zone. The Dauntless is there. Who's in control of the Dauntless? We don't know if Janeway is still knocked out or whether or not...
Wasn't it her number one, the Andorian?
Yeah.
She told him to take the bridge before she went to go be knocked out.
Yeah, but at that point, you've got a dreadnought running around the ship.
Yeah, with him. So we don't know what happened.
And the Diviner's like remembering who he is.
Yeah, and Ensign Essentia's, in her full power over there. So that's a pretty precarious position.
Yeah, we don't know. So they left a really good
happen next week?
Yeah, they left a really cute cliffhanger for us. And I like how I will have to give Kate Mulgrew her kudos, because that was really good voice acting where you can hear the torturedness of Hologram Janeway when she realized she betrayed the crew unintentionally.
Well, it's horrible. I mean, you're supposed to be helping the kids learn things and do stuff, and next thing you know, you're the bad guy now.
Like Heather says, she had red. And red means bad.
Yeah, her eyes did flash a little red. It was pixelated, but it was red.
Well, here's the thing. Did Janeway really betray him? Because all she did was distract the kids with games. So doesn't that mean she's more of a babysitter?
She's glorified, though.
No, because she had nefarious intent.
Well, she could have killed them.
Oh, yeah, she did.
That's the thing is, she's not actual Janeway. She's a simulation of Janeway. Mm-hmm. So she is a computer program running a code. And the code said, if the kids start to not want to go to Starfleet, well, by all means necessary.
Make them go.
Make them, yeah. So not only started messing with the kids and torturing them endlessly, you turned off the safety protocols just to really poke them a little extra harder. Maybe it'll help. And then after she gets the code, what does she do? She just leaves the kids in. Forget about them. Doesn't matter now. We've got control of the ship.
Now,
sounds like some babysitters.
This is a psychological question here. You have Janeway, Admiral Janeway, who's everybody knows that a person is a accumulation of their experiences and events that happen to them with their life, which help forge their personality. So when Holo Janeway was made, it was made with Admiral Janeway's engrams for that point in time. Since time has gone by, how much of a divergence is between the Admiral and the holodeck now? Is one of them going to be brighter or smarter than the other? Or
that's interesting.
That's an interesting idea, but it's also running another code. So there's another program running, a subroutine, as they say, running at the same time.
Yeah, that red hemorrhoid cushion is causing all kinds of problems in the lower area.
I was wondering where that went.
You know,
it's below deck.
It definitely is below deck. So it's definitely was an interesting concept, and I'm really curious on who's commanding that Dauntless when they get out.
Yeah, it's a very good question. We have to find that out next week because, oh my God.
Yeah, so
wow.
They left
because you saw the simulations at the beginning of this episode. They don't stand a chance. So now they got the same situation, except they're locked out of the fucking controls.
I thought it was very ingenious in the beginning where they wanted to use Morse code.
Yeah,
yes, that was a
really
great
good
idea.
It was.
Let's flash Morse code with the phasers. That's an awesome idea.
They just think we're firing at them.
Except they just think we're firing at them. Those crazy kids can't figure out how to aim.
You know, another thing I thought they would use the running lights on the ship to do Morse code.
That's an old school way. And they still use that, right?
Yeah, they do.
That's still a practice technique to flash lights at each other in Morse code.
Yeah, they still use it. That's a standby on ships. When they need radio silence and don't want to broadcast and they're near each other, they still use that Morse code on lights.
It's also a good way to defect if you've stolen a Russian submarine.
Also, another way is
or to pick up a date if you're in an unfriendly country to gays and lesbians.
Really?
What?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Gays and lesbians, no Morse code? This is something new we need to talk about.
Well, if you're in Qatar, then you definitely need to know some secret.
You need to, oh my God. That's a serious question.
You don't want to be.
Life. How do you satisfy yourself? And well, I guess that's how you do it. You wouldn't go seek out help. You'd have to do it yourself.
And fucked up news over in Qatar for the soccer game, there was a guy who was a reporter who wore a gay pride t-shirt and they killed him.
Oh, Jesus.
They're doing an investigation to try to find out who killed him and what, but he was an actual reporter.
The world is so fucked up.
He dropped dead. When did they say that he was killed?
No, they said that he was killed. The last article I read, unless they updated it, is that he was killed. He was wearing a kind of like a rainbow t-shirt.
Well, he tried to get into the game wearing a rainbow t-shirt in support of the LGBTQ community, but they wouldn't
they
let
don't
him
like
in.
Politics mixed with their sporting events over there.
See, this is the one thing I don't always trust about it, because if he just dropped dead after being denied, that just sounds like a convenient thing. You're totally healthy. You've traveled. You go to the game.
Oh, no, it does sound suspicious.
I want to get into the game.
No.
And the fact that it became a news story like that, it's like,
Okay, so I'm looking at CNN right now, and it's saying that he was in the press room Saturday. He fell ill, received immediate medical attention on site, was transferred to the general hospital.
We just went off on a tangent.
You can find conspiracies everywhere if you look for them.
Yeah.
I don't see anything that says he was killed, though.
The news article I read, they must have jumped the gun because they probably just assumed it. So either way, it's still sad. But let's
flash your lights in Morse code if you want to pick up a sailor.
Yes.
I was blown away that Jack Sparrow. I'm sorry, Dahl. Dahl is Jack Sparrow?
Yeah.
No, he didn't run like Jack Sparrow.
He's a pirate.
He didn't do the Jack Sparrow run.
He's a captain of the pirate ship. That's close enough.
When you run like Jack Sparrow, you have to act like you're controlled falling.
Dow doesn't quite have the swagger of Jack Sparrow.
Well, he's not drinking either. I think he has the swagger because he's drunk all the time.
You got to be a couple rums in to get the swagger. Okay.
But I like how the octopus is Pokemon, the Rock's Pokemon, and they're going to hug.
Sparkle Sea Hugger.
They're going to hug him to death. And then Rock is like, no more hugging. Bad girl.
Bad girl.
Bad girl.
Bad.
No hugging.
That was cute.
That was awesome.
I could see Rok-Tahk would be very fun to have at a convention with us. I could just see their youthful exuberance and everything
no
else.
hugging, bad. No hugging. Stop.
Yeah, seriously.
At our next
Rocky, put that
convention,
away. You're poking people.
I hope to God we see the octopus, like a plush octopus for hugging.
Aw.
I want to see that plush octopus.
That would be cute.
You want to hug some pussy? Some octopussy?
Yeah.
Octopussy.
Please be advised, if you do make this idea was copyrighted on this show right now. So if anyone does make that plush, we do get royalties.
Yeah,
Hug
1
the
cent.
plush pussy.
This is hug. Oh my
Hug
God.
Did I say that out loud?
What a fucking
Hug
name.
the pussy.
The sparkle sea hugger pussy.
Hug
So it's gonna smell like fish.
Hug the pussy.
Oh no. Oh, no.
It's a sparkle sea hugger.
Some people are into that.
Oh my God. Thank God I made that deal with HR. We would be in so much trouble if I didn't make that deal with HR.
What deal did you make with them?
That we will broadcast on a tight beam, and this way they don't have to listen to us.
Our beam has never been tight, sir.
Oh my.
Wait, what?
It's very loose.
Then how come they haven't come after me yet? They haven't come after me yet. All the stuff we put out there. I had a meeting like every week after the show with HR. Now they just gave up.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they just
They
gave up.
decided it's not worth playing, so it's
like,
the only way to win.
Oh,
We tried for
shit.
2
Wait,
years. We're just done.
Purple hair is here. Hold on a second. What?
Boimler's
I
there?
did too.
do it.
Why is Boimler there?
Section
Do it.
31.
I know. I did. I'll prove it to you. I'll ask my first officer. He knows. Did I say our show is being brought to you by anyone?
Nope.
Oh, you forgot.
Oh fuck. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. You can leave now. I'll do it now. What do you mean do it right now so you can witness it? You're gonna hear the fine.
Fuck it, I'll do it live.
This show was being brought to you by Section 31. You happy? And how come you guys listen, but you don't fucking contribute to our Patreon?
Oh.
They gave us a ship.
Yeah, Starfleet doesn't use
I
credit.
mean, come on, Captain. They gave us a ship, right?
She gave us a starship. That's enough. Well, yeah, that's what he just said. We gave you a fucking ship. Shut up. Okay, well, he's got a point. And the show is also brought to you by Patreon.
You've got to send some thank you gifts this Christmas.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do something.
Like a box of chocolates at least. I mean, something, you know.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. Okay, question. Heather,
Yes.
1 to 10.
Oh, this was a 9.5.
Ooh, in there that deep.
Very, very good.
Cool.
A rock
And,
hard.
And veiny. How about you,
Yeah.
number one?
I will definitely give it a 9. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself.
Okay, I'm scared to ask Chief because his is always hard. So, Chief.
I'm a solid 10. I loved this episode.
I knew it. This
episode was fucking awesome. I was heavily entertained throughout the entire thing. And fucking Murf singing was awesome.
That was the best.
It was great. And they had these cute little sparkle sea hugger things. I mean, Rok-Tahk's
that was cute.
imaginary mind is wonderful. Yeah, I just, and all this, and then they have the crazy simulation at the beginning, and then you see it come up to that point right at the end, and it's like, oh my God, now we're at the same place that we were in the beginning, except we can't even control anything because he gave away the codes. I'm just like, oh my God. So yeah, I'm left at a 10, and I can't wait for the next week's episode.
We only have 3 more episodes left.
It's very exciting. I will have to say that I will have to give this a full hard raging 10 as well, because what I really enjoyed about it was the way they increased everyone's understanding of everyone's individual personality. You had a chance to do peek behind the scenes, because in my opinion, there's usually 2 types of personality. You have the personality you have when you're by yourself, and there's a personality depends on what company you have. And we had a chance to see how each one of these crew members think of themselves and what they do for entertainment. And I really, really enjoyed seeing that. And of course, Rok-Tahk, I mean, just love her to death.
She's brilliant.
She's really something else. Yeah. And
She's
we see
one of
Murf
my favorite
figures
characters.
Same here. And Murf figures the whole world is a stage. So it's just really cool.
And Zero's
And
the constant, detective.
Yeah.
I
And then
love
you have,
that. I mean, Zero may not always be right about stuff, but always looking for the answer.
A mystery is a feat. See what I did there?
and then,
Yes, a feat.
And I love
Pog is
that Pog
Blowstand,
thinks
man.
he's Pog, and Pog thinks he's Rambo. So
He does.
Yeah.
so
That's
I think it was an awesome show. I do have a question though for my first officer. What's next week's episode title?
You don't have to whisper it, sir.
So-
we can hear you if you actually speak out
Mind
loud.
walk.
There you go.
So next week we're going to be walking through somebody's mind. We don't know who it is, but it's going to be broadcast next week on
Well, it won't be
December
yours.
15th. It's
It'll
going to
be
be the
Barren
air
Landscape.
date. Now, I do have some sad news though before we get ready to go. After we watch next week's episode, there'd be only 2 episodes left, and then we're done with Prodigy. The seasons, in my opinion, are just too short.
Can you imagine how good this show is? This is their first season, and they've done.
Yeah.
It's led up all to this.
It was really good.
I'm really enjoying
It is.
Prodigy. It's one of the best new Treks there is. I mean, they're all pretty darn good, but Prodigy's pretty high up there.
Yeah, it does really well.
I'm excited for all of this new Trek because now we're starting to see some Trek shows where they have a really good first season. And that's not normal for Trek.
That's true, too.
Like normally
No.
the first season's the worst, but Strange New Worlds was amazing on their first season. Lower Decks was amazing on their first season. Prodigy is amazing on their first season. It's like I'm really looking forward to the new stuff. This is awesome.
It is really, they do such a great job, and it just makes everything exciting.
Yeah. I have faith in the heart that all of the new episodes will be better.
Oh my God, she quoted Enterprise.
I did!
Wow.
Wow.
The world is coming to an end.
Yep. Sorry. It's nice knowing y'all. I can't wait.
Hell-
it's going to end
hell
now,
just
but
froze over.
It's been quite enjoyable to hear.
I just got a flash alert. I guess we should say this. I should have been on the news section, so they could have sent it to me earlier. But Anthony Rapp just had a birth of his son.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
they
yeah, that
had
happened. I saw that go by
baby
on Twitter.
boy.
Yeah, congratulations.
Him and his partner Ken have a son. The youngster's name is Rye Larson, and I am not going near that last name. So Patrick ITHIP.
You know where the Larson's from?
Yeah, Glenn Larson, right?
Jonathan Larson from Rent.
Jonathan Larson. Well, do you know how do you pronounce his partner's last name? It's ITHIPHOL.
Hold on. Ithapol, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the baby was delivered by a surrogate, so their family has grown. So it was really cool. The son was born on Friday, December 2nd, 2002, by incredibly generous surrogate who will be eternally grateful. So Rye is now a part of it, and they both have a fatherhood. So that's a congratulations. Whoever sent that news blurb, thank you for that, because it would have been sad for us to miss this. And there is a picture of them on Twitter, and oh my God, your heart just melts to see the pride in their faces as they hold their son. It's really, really cool. Anthony Rapp apparently put it out on Twitter or Mastodon, because he's on Mastodon as well as everyone abandoned Twitter.
Mastodon, not Mastodon.
I said Master.
And Twitter's not dead yet. I don't know if anybody's noticed
No, it
this,
isn't.
but Twitter's not dead yet. Our account went back up a little bit. So
okay.
It's not dead yet, guys.
But it's the count went back up because of people who are taking advantage of being able to say the N-word nonstop.
No. I haven't seen it once.
There's that too.
I have not seen that word whatsoever.
Because your feed is very tightly.
I'm following Trekkies. They don't say the N-word very
that's
often.
why. No, they do not.
Don't follow non-Trekkies. It'll be better.
What's the Twitter alternative? Master and Dom?
No, Mastodon.
Master
It's
Dom.
not an S&M Twitter.
Oh,
No.
okay.
It's not.
That's
It's
a
not
different Twitter.
masturbate.
Oh, okay.
I
No,
thought it was
that's something else.
masturbate.
There's another account for
So
that.
is it Master Sub?
No.
Dom Sub?
You know, the difference between a masochist and a sadist, right?
What?
The masochist goes hurt me, hurt me, hurt me, and the sadist goes no. I'll wait.
So lame.
But it's
I
true.
like his dad jokes.
All you need is love.
All you need is love.
And a bullwhip.
Well, if you love it.
Bullwhip.
Okay.
I know that would be an interesting remake of that song. All you need
really
is love.
would. That would be funny. Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us on another episode of Starfleet Underground. We really went off the rails this episode. So I will have to say that I'm not sorry. Because you give what you get with us. So thank you for joining. Make sure you come in next week so you can hear us continue our review of Prodigy. Remember that you can find us out there on the network. We're at starfleetunderground.com. You can send us an email at thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. Make sure you address on who you want to go it to, or everybody will have it. And depending upon my first officer's mood, he may or may not read the email by the end of the week. So there's that. Thanks. Make sure that you just
may not to look at our mail.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only like 4 of us.
If you DM us on Twitter, you might actually get us quicker than us looking at our email.
You look at your DMs on Twitter?
I don't get very
that's
many.
Brave.
They don't send me very
brave.
hot dogs, so I'm usually pretty good looking at the DMs.
He only gets the occasional taco, so.
Only if it's from Del Taco, not from
extra spicy.
See?
Jeff responded. He said he'll send information to schedule the chat with.
Censored by Section 31.
Again, This is stuff that's a spoiler. Oh my God.
Yeah, this is behind the scenes
It's not
stuff.
like we signed an NDA.
No, but that will make more people. That'll get the word spread where people will be like,
What if he is like,
Censored
I'm
by
not?
Section 31.
What if he listens to us and is like, oh, there's hell no. Hell no, I'm not going to go on that
And
one.
then we have to turn around and go, well, we're sorry. We said he was going to be on the show, and he found us too crude and rank to be on.
Yeah, that will not be the case.
And he'd be talking to Jeff, and it's like, what the fuck is this shit you tell me to get on with? What the hell?
Who are these people?
Seriously, it sounds like a bad joke. You have a gay, a straight, a woman, and a doctor walk into a bar. This is like, what the hell? So, yeah. But hopefully that will happen. And if you're part of our Patreon, you'll know exactly when he's going to be on, if he's going to be on. So there's that. So thanks again for listening. Make sure you reach out to us. Follow us on all our social media. If you want to find out where our social media is, just go to starfleetunderground.com. It has all of our links to all of the places where you can find us out there on the interwebs. So once again, please just don't have a great week, but make it so.
And if you can, support the show by going to patreon.com/Starfleet Underground. Lots of perks to choose from, and you might even like some of them. Starfleet Underground, beaming into a podcast feed near you. Log on to our website at starfleetunderground.com and send your comments and questions to thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. Follow us on Twitter at StarfleetUnderG, and on Facebook and Instagram, we're Starfleet Underground.
Heather, you need to come to my quarters because I don't know what the hell you put in that food. We're going to have a talk.
I swear to God, I did not put in. Well, no, I did. Okay, I'm on my way, Captain. I did.
She did.
Right.
Well, at least she fesses up to it.
Well, I can't hide that. I mean, I could try to deny it, but it's pretty obvious.
You could just jump out of an escape pod. Where did Heather go? Heather just escaped the ship.
Patrick, blow me out an airlock real quick.
my pleasure.